Hi, my name is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with singer-songwriter and producer, Sally Boy. For more on Sally Boy, you can read more about him right below this video, but in the meantime, take a sneak peek at the incredible talent of Sally Boy. Well, hello, Sally Boy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I'm so excited that the audience has got a little sneak peek of your tune, Only Fan, but not only is the tune bopping, the location. I know the story because you just told me off camera, but talk to me a little bit about how the idea for the song came about and then that location for that music video.
Cool. So the song is actually pretty funny. A couple years back, I was seeing somebody, a short fling relationship kind of thing, and we ended up not seeing each other anymore. And then she reached back out to me like months later. I was like, oh, I'm a cam girl now. Here's my cam girl thing. And I was just like, what the hell? And I just thought it was so hilarious. And I was like, one day I'm going to write a song about this. And I couldn't really, at the moment, I was just kind of like shook. I was like, whoa, that's weird. And, never spoke again, but ended up writing the song. And I thought it was pretty hilarious. And I wanted it, it's kind of borderline, like there's a vibe in the song that's like, it's funny, but it's kind of sexy, but it's kind of sad. And I kind of wanted the location to be the same thing. So it's like,
you were giving me psychological thriller vibes too with that location.
Yeah, it's it's a little hotel called the Feather Nest Inn. It's super seedy. You can only have 2 people in there, which is kind of funny that they like enforce that rule, because I'm sure a lot of weird shit has gone on in a heart-shaped tub. But yeah, I was just one day, me and my girlfriend were driving to Philly, and I like looked for a hotel, found this one. She was like, let's not stay there. I was like, okay, yeah, let's not. But then a year later I went back and I was like, let's shoot a video here. So I got my buddy Jay, who's like a really talented camera, photo, art. He does everything kind of. He's done all my album covers and stuff. And we just went down there with a little handy cam and a DSLR, and we just shot it overnight. And then we drove right back to New York. We didn't even, I wanted to stay there, but
I freaking love it. Well, I mean, I'm sure if you stay there, you might be bringing some ghosts home with you, but yeah, you did probably learn how to do the swan towel wrap.
I did learn how to do that. Yeah.
How did you learn that?
A quick, like 6-second YouTube tutorial somewhere. I was just like, how to make a swan art.
Thank you, YouTube.
Turns out it's really easy. It's kind of just, you kind of just roll it up and then you just make them stand.
I love it. Well, listen, Sally Boy, I want to know, where did you grow up and when did you realize that you had a love of music?
I grew up between like New York. I was raised in Queens, and then around 2011, I moved to New Jersey, like right over the bridge, and then moved back here for college. So I've been in like the greater New York City area for 27 years. But with music, I don't know. I kind of just, I had an uncle. He's like a half uncle who was like a couple years older, probably like 10 years older than me. And I would hang out with him, and he played guitar, taught me how to play Seven Nation Army, like everybody learns on guitar like that, and Smoke on Water. And I think I was in like 3rd grade around then, and then kind of just always an on again, off again relationship. And then within the last like 4 years, I started like really sitting down and like writing all of my own material, learning how to produce all that kind of stuff. Originally, I like played in bands, like, oh, I'm the guitar player, oh, I'm the bass player. Oh, I'll play drums, but I never really made that transition into being like the person, who's actually sings and writes it all and does it all. It's a lot more work, but it's a lot more gratifying, which is cool.
I love that. Well, in addition to what you're doing for yourself, you also are now producing other artists. Tell me about what that's like.
It's pretty fun. It's challenging, but it's a cool thing to like get with somebody else and step out of your comfort zone. So I've worked with this guy, Rascal Life. He's a good friend of mine. He makes really cool music, and he'll come to me with an idea. We'll put the MIDI files in, and we'll find some cool new sounds. We'll do some arranging. It's I've worked with a couple people. It's different because I don't always make like rap beats and stuff, but I was, grew up listening to everything. So it's like, it's fun to go from like playing a guitar and like kind of yelling and crying into like being like, actually like, fuck it, let's go hard. So it's like a fun little mix. It always keeps it interesting, which is nice.
I love it. It seems like you're also constantly sharpening the tools in your tool belt as an artist.
Yeah, I'm always trying to learn new things or like I love keyboard, I love guitar, I love drums, but I was never able to like really like sit down and make beats. And then I, spent like 2 years really like learning about plugins and software and all this stuff that honestly I have no idea still how it works, but I've learned. So it's fun.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because a lot of artists I've been speaking with have really tried new things throughout these last 18 months. And I'm curious to know how you've been able to keep the creative juices flowing while being, in isolation.
Yeah, well, I think it was a lot of like there was a whole lot of like not writing anything new about things that like I didn't want to write a boring lockdown song or anything like that, right? Like I worked on an album throughout lockdown and quarantine, but none of it was really about being, oh, stuck in my apartment. Oh my God, I can't see my friends or family. Oh no. It was more like, let me actually focus on shit in the past. And like, so I put out an album called Spilt Milk, which is, crying over things that already happened. And it was kind of all that. It was just dwelling on like the last couple years of life that I haven't been writing about. Like, that's where the OnlyFans song came from and things like that. It's just all like focusing on like past things that have been done, but I never got to really process them. So it was kind of like helpful to like process those emotions, but it was like, damn, I'm sad again about those
But
things.
Sally Boy, let me talk to you about why I think that was so good is because obviously this has been a trauma for everyone in some
Totally.
shape or form. And to be still, I feel like all of us have been forced to kind of look back at almost the inner child in us that might
Totally.
have needed some coddling that we've kind of
Yeah.
overlooked. And I'm
Yeah.
curious to know like how, of course, I'm sure it made you sad, but how it has been healing for you to kind of
Oh,
look
100%.
back to look forward.
No, 100%. It's definitely been like the introspective process has like taught me a lot about myself and how I've been in the past and how people have treated me and how I've, approached everything from even work and just like my professional career outside of, music. Just like it was very helpful to just sit down. And now I'm excited to write new things. Like at least I can go outside now. So maybe I'll write a song about like parks or something. I don't know.
Spilt Milk Part 2 in the
Yeah.
park. Listen, Sally Boy, I'm curious to know, looking forward in terms of, a post-pandemic world, or at least one that opens up somewhat more, I'm curious to what you're looking forward to most.
I really want to get back into playing shows. Like I played a show at the beginning of pandemic, like February 2020. It was Valentine's Day. We called it Salentine's Day. It was a really fun show. A couple hundred people showed up. And then we are like, there was like, I had a band playing with me. Like a lot of my close friends also play music. So, I don't have 8 arms to play it all at once. So it was really great to like have all my friends together and have a really fun night. And then immediately after, we were planning the next show for March 27th. And then we were like, maybe this is a bad idea. Everyone we know is getting sick. We don't know. So all my live stuff after one show as Sally Boy ever went on hold. And so now I'm trying to get back into it. It's just been now there's everybody wants to travel and go do things because like things are starting to open up and then not open up. So scheduling that has been a nightmare, but it will happen eventually. So I'm really looking forward to live music again, just because live streaming is cool and I definitely appreciate it, but there's nothing like being in the crowd of people and really like engaging with your audience.
Amen. Well, listen, Sally Boy, I could speak with you forever, but I want to let the audience know before we go, for more on the incredible Sally Boy, you can read more about him right below this video. Sally Boy, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you so
time
much. I
today.
appreciate it. Thanks for your time.